Hey guys, my name is Tatiana and welcome back to my channel. So I was scouring YouTube trying to find out different video ideas that I could come up with that I could do around here on Vancouver Island, and I came across Downey Live's channel and I found a video on it that says what you get for $100 in Vancouver, and well, I thought that was the perfect opportunity to do what you get for $100 in Victoria. Like Michael on Downey Live, I will be going over food, things to do, and accommodation, all that you can get here in Victoria for $100. So first, we gotta jump back to where it all begins, BC Ferries. A pretty good chance, if you're gonna come to Victoria, you're gonna come via BC Ferries from Tsawwassen in Vancouver, and you're going to land in Swartz Bay. Now, either you can drive on, which is a little bit more costly, or if you walk on, it's only around $17. Now, I'm not going to count this in the $100 a day, just because I feel like if you're going to fly into a new city, it's going to cost more than $100, and that's just not really fair. So once you've landed, once you're here, now we start counting. So you'll arrive here at the passenger ferry in Swartz Bay, and you'll come outside to wait for the bus. So I got a day pass, which was $5, and well, like I said, it's a day pass, so it's good for the whole day. It's because I live here, I got to the ferries before the ferry offloaded, so when you come on the ferries, expect this to be extremely full. As well as in the summertime, they have 2 buses running when the ferries come, so if you don't make the first bus, you can get on the second bus.
Tickled pink that things aren't going my way.
So our first stop today is Floyd's Diner. Now, there used to be a Floyd's Diner right downtown, but I don't know what happened to it, so when I go in, I'm going to ask. But Floyd's Diner is a wonderful breakfast brunch place that my friends and I used to come to on the weekend after a good night of partying. So Sunday would be our go-to place. Not only are they huge portions, but they're at an affordable price, so let's go in.
Time to reflect a bit, 'cause I'm just having a good day, having a good day, having a real good morning. I'm just having a good day, having a good.
So that's Floyd's for you. I did talk inside because of all the copyright music that they were playing. But in total, it's like $12 and something cents. That's with tax and tip. They also have a 4% surcharge just due to COVID, you know, to help them out, which I am happy to pay if it means helping out small businesses. I asked the lady inside what happened to the infamous Floyd's on Yates. Excuse me. And oh my gosh, wow. And what was happening is rent in downtown was just getting too expensive. So instead of having one store like downtown, they ended up opening 3 locations, but out kind of like on the peripherals of town. Another thing I got to learn while there is I got the Roy McFarlane breakfast. Now that was like my go-to because it was so affordable. So that breakfast is like an ode to Roy because he would come in every day and he would get eggs, toast, and hash browns or potatoes. And unfortunately, he went missing. And he was then later found deceased. They didn't think it was foul play, but apparently he was a very, 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 very nice man. So that was an ode to Roy, which I think was really sweet. Next stop is downtown, where we're gonna go do some free things. I'm just waiting for the bus, and we'll be there soon. So it's kind of windy and a bit loud, but one of the first most underrated things to do in Victoria is the alleyways. Now, everyone knows of the famous Fan-Tan Alley, which we will go through, but people don't realize that there's actually more than just the Fan-Tan Alley, such as this one. There is no name for it, and it's just a residential cross-through alley. There's no shops or anything, but there are a few more with shops and whatnot. We'll go through those, and they're all completely free and really fun, and I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty Instagram worthy as well. So this is the first of many that we're gonna go through. So here you go, free thing to do in Victoria. this Dragon Alley, apart from Fantan Alley. Fantan Alley is gorgeous with a lot of businesses, but this one is smaller without all the people, and it's completely underrated and a lot of people don't know about it, so there you go. Once you exit Fantan Alley out of Chinatown, or if you go through Theatre Alley, your next option is to stop by the Market Square, which is another free thing to do. Now you can window shop here, or you can go into some of the shops are all different, like either coffee shops or vintage shops. There's a photography store, or there's an oddity store, or there's a few art galleries as well. There's even a brewery. So there's like lots to do in here if you wanted to come check any of that out. Highly recommended. It's really cute and a nice quiet place to come and sit too. There's also public washrooms here. So if we keep with the tradition of like keep going from street to street to street, eventually Market Square will spit you out onto Johnson Street. Now one of my favorite things to do in Johnson Street is to window shop. All the shops here, I'm not gonna lie, they're rather expensive, but their stuff is so much fun. Also, there's like a sneaky little hidden area that not many people know about. It's very random too, and I'm gonna show you that now. Off the street, off Johnson Street, you come into like this sort of like alcove area with a bunch of shops and whatnot. And if you keep walking right out into the back, there's this really random little floral area. And there used to be a walkway out there, and then you could escape onto another alleyway that's just over there that we're gonna go check out. It's blocked off now. This used to be like a throughway, so I understand why this is here, but now it just seems very random. So that cute little alcove that we were just at basically would have led out to this alleyway, but like I said, it's blocked off, so there's no access through there anymore, but if there was, this is where you would end up. So by this point, you would have caught the 7 o'clock ferry, you would have gotten in around 8:30, you wouldn't have gotten to brunch probably around almost 9, you get to Victoria, you do all the alleyways, you get all your photos, you do all your window shopping, and now it's lunchtime and you're getting hungry. Well, we're still on a budget, so that's why we're gonna come to the El Furniture Warehouse, where they've got some of the cheapest prices in the city. I believe before COVID, they used to have a menu, like a $7.95 menu, where like anything you got was $7.95. I'm not sure if that's a thing anymore. We're gonna go inside and check. What happens when you come? Like on a Monday, no one's here yet. This is more of an evening venue, I would say, but hey. Nothing beats LA tacos, and I'm sure nothing beats Mexican tacos, but these will do. So I just finished up at the El Furniture restaurant, and I realized I sort of like did the walk backwards. I should have done it in reverse to make what I'm about to do sort of like, you know, worthwhile. Basically, I'm going to do something that I've never done before, but I'm going to take the Harbour Ferry taxi. Now, they're a taxi service, obviously, and they can get you to different points along the harbor here. You can either walk or you can bus, but because I've never done it before, I want an excuse to do it, and it's a little bit more expensive than the bus, but I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to do this, because not only are you not just like walking the streets, you actually get to see the cityscape from the water for a relatively cheap price. The Harbour Ferry also does do tours for around $25 to $30 depending on what you want to do. They also actually, believe it or not, they do a bar hop. So you pay $25 for you and your friends can all jump on and off these ferries, and they'll drop you at different ports along Victoria, and you can go bar hopping. And I think that's such a fun idea, but I don't have drinking friends here in Victoria, so I have no one to do that with. But so you know, that's an item to do. It's a little out of our budget for today, so we will not be doing that today, but if you're here and that's something you want to do, you can. when you get here, when you get to one of the ports that they pick up on, you can see on their websites where they pick up. You have to give them a call or scan a QR code to notify that you're waiting, and someone will come and pick you up. Little mini adventure. It only costs $7.50 to go for that like 8-minute ride. I mean, it's really up to you if you want to pay that $7.50, but I think for that price and getting such a good little view of the city, it's worthwhile, because boat trips here can be in the hundreds. So now we find ourselves at the Inner Harbour. Behind me here you're going to see the Empress Hotel, and behind me here is where the legislative buildings are. And we're going to be taking a look at both of those. Here in the Inner Harbour, in the summertime, it's full of vendors. There's artists and food and entertainment all happening along the Inner Harbour here, but it's too early in the season for that just yet. But it's a wonderful, fun, free thing to do if you're here in the summer. So we're going to head on over to the Empress Hotel and check that out. So that was a little taste of the Empress. So you're welcome to definitely walk inside and go check it out. To stay there is way out of our budget. So we will not be staying there for $100 a day for sure, but you can go in and you can walk around and check it out. And I highly recommend it because it's a piece of history and it's gorgeous. Side note, people that have stayed there told me it's very old. So if you do decide to stay there, have that expectation, it's old. So now I'm going to head across the street to the government buildings behind us here in Victoria and show you around those, because like the Empress, you're welcome to go inside. We'll see how welcome I am with a camera and a microphone, just because our PM is in the building right now. But yeah, let's go check it out. Is the Legislature for you. It's a nice free thing to do here in Victoria that isn't going to break the bank, and even though the public space where you're allowed to roam is rather small compared to the actual size of the building, when do you get to say you get to walk around a castle for free? Like, come on. As well as there are tours that they provide, free tours that they provide, but I unfortunately just sort of missed that window. Small fact, and the only fact that I can remember about this Legislature, is that the gates at the front of the building only open for the Queen. So, there you go. At this point, you're probably getting a little tired, and I think it's time to make our way over to our accommodation for the evening. This day that I'm shooting the video, they were booked, so I couldn't book it, so I won't be able to go in and show you around, but I will take you to the entrance of the place and show you that. So I'm here at the Ocean Island Inn and Backpacker Suites, and this is where I recommend you'd be staying for under $100 a day. This place, yes, is a hostel, and yes, there's all male dorms, all girl dorms, and discount dorms that you can choose from, all for $41 and I think it's 80 cents. I'll put the price tag right here. Now, the best thing about this place, which I found, is you get a free dinner, a free breakfast, and a free drink. So, you know, we are basically actually under $100 right now because they provide a meal. Really, you could take that remaining money and do whatever you please with it. You could go out for a fancier dinner. You could have a bigger breakfast. You could do whatever you want. You could even probably go on a few paid tours if you wanted to with the money that is remaining if you stay at this hostel. Or maybe you can upgrade your stay. So there you have it. Yes, you can absolutely do Victoria on $100. And with that, I'm going to head home. I got to do some stuff that I never did before in Victoria, and I think that's something pretty special, being a local and all. Truly says something to being a tourist in your own home. It felt really fun getting out and exploring, and I recommend you do the same. Anyway, I hope you guys were able to learn something from today, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye.